Hello everyone, it's Mark. I am the Sanderson collector, and it is the 3rd of March, 2019, and it is the first week of the month, and therefore it will be Informational Week. And so, this week I am going to be talking about advance proof and reader copies and sell sheets. Now before I get into that, I'd like to make a quick note about last week's video, where I opened up the Skyward Fae crate and found this Polaroid and had no idea who it was. And I have been told that these are the two main characters of Gemina by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, which I have not read yet. I read the first book, Illuminae, and I have the entire trilogy and have been meaning to read it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, so I didn't know who these characters are. Thank you to people for telling me so that I can correct myself and tell y'all who they are. Now, as it's the first week of the month, I would like to go over the calendar. There is nothing new that is coming out this month. However, there is something exciting to talk about in terms of Sanderson books, and that is that the Mistborn trilogy is getting a reissue in the United States with new covers. And the first of these covers has been released. It looks like this. And so Mistborn has this cover with this purple theme with glass shooting out of a window. Maybe there was like a person passing through the window a couple moments ago. Who knows? There were several scenes in the book when windows get broken. So this is the cool new cover for Mistborn. And I have heard that Well of Ascension and Hero of Ages are also getting new covers. And they will be released, I believe, September, October, and November of this year. Pre-order links for those will be down in the description of the video. We will see those covers whenever they are finalized. Maybe next month I'll have another one to show y'all. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And if you want the different editions or covers or whatever of the Mistborn series, this is definitely a new set that you want to pre-order. And I believe it will also have the new 10th anniversary text, which has not yet been released in a form other than the leather-bound edition for the Mistborn series. So getting into it with review copies, there are three main types of review copies that are out there and that you can collect. And the first of these is the proof. Now, this is not an advanced bound manuscript or an advanced bound proof. This is the proof itself. These are usually just one or two copies that get made and sent to the publisher, and the publisher looks at them to make sure that the sizing and page layout and everything for the book is done correctly before they place the order for all the copies of the book. These usually have the final layout of the book and may or may not have the cover. The only one of these that I have is this proof for the Hero of Ages leather-bound, and as you can see, it even has all of the art and maps and stuff bound into the front, but it is in this paperback proof form, and I believe there was only one of these printed, and that is the one right here. And so if you have any of these for any of Sanderson's books, congratulations. They are super hard to find and super cool. However, the first thing that is usually printed for a book are the advanced bound manuscripts. And these are the books maybe with a few edits still left to go, with perhaps not the final typesetting. These copies are usually printed and sent out for early reviewers and other authors for whom they want cover quotes for the book when it comes out. And these I have a few of, and here are the ones for The Way of Kings and Well of Ascension, and you can see that they do not have a final cover. They are smaller than a regular hardcover. They're paperback. The formatting inside is not final. You can see that even more on the one of Well of Ascension, where, for example, things that will be italicized in the final book are still just underlined here. And so these are super cool. Again, they will usually say advanced bound manuscript up at the top, and they are difficult to find, but there's usually a couple out there. The books of Sanderson that I know of that have these are Well of Ascension, Way of Kings, and Elantris. There might be one or two more that I'm not aware of. If you know of any, let me know. Or if you have one for Elantris, because I don't have that one and I would really like to find one. And after the advanced bound manuscripts have been sent out, and maybe they've gotten some cover quotes from them, and they've done the edits, they've done the layout for the book, they will print what is called an advanced reader copy. These are sent to the general reviewers to build hype for the book. Sometimes these get sent to like booksellers as well, saying you should place this book highly, or, you know, put it on your main shelf and give it a little blurb recommended by bookseller. And they have done these for most of Brandon's books. For comparison, here is the one for The Well of Ascension. And it says advanced uncorrected proof up at the top, but this is a standard advanced reader copy. It has the publication date on the spine. It has the marketing plans and a more final looking blurb on the back. The text inside has the final formatting, including section pages and the full map at the front and everything. And so this is an ARC, and here is another advanced reader copy for The Way of Kings, which actually says advanced reader copy at the bottom, has the cover art on it, and all of the marketing plans again on the back, and the final layout for the book with a couple edits from the earlier version. And most ARCs will look like one of the two of these. They're either the no cover version or the final cover version. I said most of Sanderson's books have ARCs. The only book that I know of that does not is Words of Radiance, because the publication schedule was so short for Words of Radiance. They actually sent out finalized hardcovers to some of the reviewers for that one. But Way of Kings, Oathbringer, Mistborn Trilogy, New Mistborn books, they've all had ARCs of one form or another. Now there's a special little ARC that I'd like to talk about that is not the same as some of the other ARCs, and that is the one for Unfettered. The ARC for Unfettered looks like this, and it says advanced reader copy on the spine. It has the cover art from the original edition of Unfettered, but the color has been removed and it is a black and white cover. But it is a hardcover, and it has all of the final stories inside. It even has several signatures on the title page, and these were made not specifically for reviewers but for actual early readers, and were sold early on the Grim Oak Press website for more than the regular hardcover as an extra fundraiser, because this entire anthology was done as a fundraiser. And so it is not an ARC in terms of being a review copy, but it is still an advanced copy and an interesting collectible. Now, sometimes ARCs will come with a thing called a sell sheet, which is something that the publisher prints up that says, you know, here is a blurb about the book, here is what you can tell the people on your blog or your booktube channel or whatever about the book. In the case of some ARCs, like my Rhythmatist ARC here, which as you can see says uncorrected advanced reader copy at the top and has the marketing plans on the back, that takes the form of the sheet from the publisher bound in here in the front of the book with a facsimile signature printed at the bottom. And it is pretty cool to read, and it has a little blurb from Brandon and everything. And so that is always really neat to find in the ARCs. This is honestly the only one of Brandon's that I know of that has it, but I have a couple of ARCs from other authors that have these as well. Additionally, final copies can sometimes come with a sell sheet, and those are usually just a straight up piece of paper, maybe 1 or 2 pages. This is the one that came out with the hardcover bind up of Legion, and as you can see, it has the cover art, some blurbs for the book, a couple of bullet points to talk about with the book and for Brandon, and then all of the marketing plans and release dates and ISBNs and everything that you need for the book. And so that is super cool. I'm always looking to pick these up, so if you're a reviewer and you get a sell sheet for something Brandon related, please contact me, because I would love to buy that off of you. And sell sheets aren't always just out with new books. They can come out with re-releases or new formats also. This is a sell sheet that came out with the large format paperback of Oathbringer, and it also has 3 pages of information with all of the blurbs and stuff about the book, with information about the plot and the series and the ISBNs and publicity and everything. And so these are always little cool collectibles to get and read through to see what the publisher says about the book and all this fun stuff. So that's this week's informational video, your little whirlwind tour of advanced reader copies and sell sheets. If you'd like to see any more of the ARCs in my collection, let me know about some ARCs that you have, ask questions about ARCs or anything else in general, go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And until next week, happy collecting.